36. She was born in Dublin, Ireland. She's been married for 4 years, and she lives in Erskineville now in Sydney's inner west. She is going to be telling us her personal story of survival. Now, Sally was diagnosed with breast cancer this year, and she's also spent some time at the Chris O'Brien Lifehouse. So please, may I have all of your attention for the wonderful Sally Spencer. Please welcome Sally.
Before I even get started, if I stutter or mumble or get confused or have a bit of a blank, empty look on my face, it's not nerves at all, okay? I just want to clarify, it's not nerves at all, chemo brain. Okay? First and foremost, I'd like to thank each and every one of you here today for attending this very important event today. And I'm not just addressing the fundraising. Last week I had my final chemo session, so today you're very popular right now. This is fantastic. Try and get me off, Jessica. Right, I'm going to take you back to a little over a year ago, September 2016. That's when things began to change for us Spencers. My husband Nathan was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And this now means daily insulin injections for the rest of his life. We had a few scary moments after that, diabetes related. Dangerously high levels of ketones in transit from a trip back to Ireland. We were home to celebrate my father's 80th and Christmas. So before you jump the gun now, it wasn't Guinness induced. Or was it? He also had to have emergency laser eye surgery to prevent a detached retina. And as well as that was just getting our heads around the daily injections and the management of his blood sugars. During this period, I was, and I still am, managing a chronic back condition with 2 slip discs. Walking disasters, us pair. Haven't even got to the cancer yet. So anyway, us Spencers, we had plans for 2017, didn't we? A was get a puppy. B, buy our first home, and C, try for a baby. February came along, we got our puppy, introducing Bryn, the apple of my eye. He's a bordoodle, a cross between a border collie and a poodle, if you're a doggy people out there. He's not for sale. He's not for sale. Anyway, 4 days after getting Bryn, 4 days after that picture was taken, I found a lump. And 5 days after finding the lump, I was diagnosed with invasive lobular carcinoma. My tumour size was 6 centimetres. Where's Nathan likes to say 6 centimetres? Anyway. Excuse me, it's a bit of a runny nose. So naturally our plans were put on hold while we braced ourselves for a turbulent year ahead of us. Being in control is important to a lot of people, myself included, but it's near on impossible to achieve, never mind when you get a cancer diagnosis. But I decided to shave my head, some might say early on in the piece, 5 weeks before chemo, but I wanted to gain some control back for a start. And I also, more importantly, wanted my family and friends to quickly acclimatise to the changes that were about to take place. So I did the deed on St. Patrick's Day, wanted to make it a bit of an occasion. Yeah, and then a trip to the hairdressers, and then I caught up with a friend of mine, Stephen, and gave him the fright of his life. That's Stephen up there. That's a bit of a tricky one, actually. Who's who in the zoo there? Well, I'll give you a clue. He's not wearing lipstick. And that was taken during the week. I don't know what he does on the weekends. And then we got home and we, of course, celebrated this new change in appearance by having a glass of Bolly. Why not? But I did feel terribly sorry for poor Bill because he was very confused. He now thought he had two dads. So I found myself in surgery 3 times in 2 weeks in March. I was first in for a lumpectomy. Unfortunately, my margins weren't clear, so I was back in the following week for a mastectomy. And 12 hours post-mastectomy, in for round 3 to treat internal bleeding in the form of hematoma. I don't like to do things by hand. But it wasn't, certainly wasn't all doom and gloom. My stay at the Chris O'Brien Lighthouse was amazing. I don't know if you've been to this, I say hospital, but really it was a beautiful, beautiful facility. Everything you'd want to need under one roof. I described the hospital to my parents back home in Ireland like I was staying in a 5-star hotel, which was very comforting for them to hear being so far away. There was even a harpist in the lobby area. I thought it might have been the medication and I was hearing things. And there was proof. And I don't know, some ears need to be blocked here, but we smuggled Bryn in for some visits. But like now, in his defence now, he was only a baby, he was 12 weeks old at the time, and he missed his mammy. So it was during this period we were introduced to the Sydney Breast Cancer Foundation. Nathan approached the fundraising stall. I think I was in surgery for the first time at this point. And he was a little distressed, we'll say. And he was met by the lovely, charming Edith and Maureen over there. As you can imagine, they offered some amazing support and words of wisdom and certainly put his mind at ease. So thank you. When I got out of surgery, one of the nurses popped her head into my room and presented me with a pink parcel, and in that parcel was lots of goodies and lotions and potions and bra fillers and all sorts. And it was only later on I established that that was all courtesy of the foundation. So I won't dribble on here because I know Edith in particular, she gets very shy and embarrassed on the spot. But I can't thank the foundation enough for all that you do, really, to help people like me in my situation. So thank you. Right. Current statistics show that most women get diagnosed with breast cancer are over 40 and postmenopausal. I was in the minority, 5%, under 40s, premenopausal. This meant a round of IVF before chemo began for me. My heart goes out to anyone who has to go through IVF, cancer-induced or not. Nathan and I have yet to fully deal with this side of things as cancer has certainly limited our chances of having a child. But, sure, I won't dwell on it, but suffice to say, we've got one little egg sitting in a fridge, chilling somewhere in Sydney. Enrico, the embryo, we've christened it, eh? So watch this space. I would like to say, however, if you do have children and you're unfortunate to ever receive a cancer diagnosis, thank your lucky stars that you have your children. Unless they're twats.